Thanks to the support as a channel member, Simon. Well, here we go then, boys and girls. Yesterday, I promised you a rebuild, and we delivered. So today, I'm going to promise you promotion this season, and we're going to deliver on that too. That could backfire. Hello and welcome to part 29 of Saving Man City. I'm Kevin, coming up on today's episode with our first two games of the new championship season. We're away against Barnsley, at home against Huddersfield, and I am ready to tear this league apart after what happened last season. If you missed the transfer window, you should go back and watch it. It's still open, but we've already spent £40 million. Liam Delap and James McAtee are permanent Manchester City players again, and we've brought in some excellent players on loan, some other good players as well. The squad is looking a bit special, and after much pondering, I have decided for now to stick with the 4-3-3 that got us here, mainly because it allows me to play Charlie Patino at the base of the midfield, which is a role that I think is probably made for him. I mean, stick him in that role. The only thing he's not got is tackling. He's like a young John Joe Shelby. What a way to describe a footballer. But this is our team for the first game of the new season. The most important thing for me is there's only one loanee in the starting 11. We're not relying on loans this year. We've still got loans around the squad, but the core of this team are our boys. And in fact, the core is still the same core, the same youth team that we had back in the National League. Okay, a few of them have gone away and come back, but we've still got through the middle Trafford, Mbete, Fiorini, McAtee, Delap. That is the core of the team, are the same boys who've been with us all along. So that team in full. Trafford in goal. A back four of Di Gasperi, Mbete, Hyam and Britton. Patino at the base of the midfield. Fiorini and McAtee ahead of him. Jones on the left. Farias on the right. And Delap up front, back in his pressing forward role. He struggled a little bit as the advanced forward last year. As a pressing forward in this system, he scored a gazillion goals down in the lower leagues. He's clearly got the potential to go on and make something of his career. He got in the England World Cup preliminary squad. He's considered a future Premier League player. Let's play him in his best role as a pressing forward. And most importantly, he's been here for the full summer. He's done the pre-season. We've built the team around him. Unlike last year, where we couldn't get him, ended up bringing in other options, and then managed to squeeze him in, not as an afterthought, but the opportunity to get him arose after we'd already brought in other players, and it was never quite right. I never quite knew who my front three were last year, but this year, there's no question, Liam Delap is our striker. He's cost us £21 million. He is our striker, and let's have another 30 goal season out of him. Watch him get injured now. We don't have much in the way. We've got Ibrahim as a backup. We tried to get Morgan, Jimmy J. Morgan, but he wasn't interested in coming back to us. But it doesn't matter because we've got Liam Delap. And there is his first goal back as a permanent Manchester City player. Only 11 goals last year, in and out of the team. Like I say, this year is different. This is the year Liam Delap finishes Championship top goal scorer, and we return to the Premier League. I can taste it. I can smell it. I mean, it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, all this money we've spent on players is going to come back to bite me in the backside. This is what some of you said I should have done last year. I held off for a year. I tried to behave myself, but we have done it now. We've spent the money. Now let's go get it back again by getting back into the Premier League. Farias taking a corner, looking for an in-swinger, I think, that near post where Mbete is lurking. Can't find him, but it ends up back with Liam Delap. Why is Liam Delap all the way out there for a corner? I might need to have a look at my set-piece instructions, because Liam Delap looked like he was the only player who stayed back for that corner. And now it's going to be Patino to deliver an in-swinging free kick. From this right-hand side, he's aiming for the far post, where Farias just absolutely leathers it into the back of the net. I was not expecting that from a set-piece. My word, I said in yesterday's episode, I wanted to fit him and McAtee in the team together. It's led to us going back to this system so we can stick one of them out wide rather than playing McAtee in that defensive role. And it's paid off. Patino in the team because we're playing a holding midfielder. And Farias, what a goal from him, showing why I was right to want to force him into the team somehow. And we have started very, very well. Starters, we mean to go on. 2-0 up at half-time. We're looking very good. We're playing very well. We're coming back to the Premier League, and no one can stop us now. We couldn't quite do it in consecutive seasons, but it's happening now. I've decided. Mbete then, playing it forward to Farias, who's come very deep to collect, but rather than laying it off to the right back, decided to go and run it on his own and kind of ran out of steam. And now Barnsley trying to counter our counter, and they've turned our left back, Di Gasperi, inside out there, and it has led to a goal. And it's a very soft goal for us to concede as well. It was all too easy. Shades of last season. Now we have brought in some new defenders this summer. Hopefully we're not going to see too much of that. I mean, this is a back four that started regularly for the second half of last season, so it's not revolutionary, is it? It's not massively different. But we have got Dorrington, we have got Secco, so those boys might be making it into the team sooner rather than later if these rascals that we've got don't do what we need them to be doing. Right, we are going to bring on Dorrington and do that. In fact, I might bring Secco on as well and do that. Secco's a left footer, but can't play left back yet, apparently. You know what? He can, and he will. He's going to play left back. And McAtee can come off as well for Micah Hamilton. Now under contract for 3 more years, or 3 or 4 more years. Both Hamilton and Fiorini, both under contract, which is, again, these are differences from last year. We didn't know if McAtee and Delap were going to be here. Fiorini and Hamilton might be leaving. All those questions are done now. It's all gone. It is now... right, we are now going to have to switch to this system. These boys who we didn't know if they were staying or going are here. They are staying. And do that with him. I don't know what... Hold on, this isn't the one we've got. There you go. That's the one we have set up. And that all looks like it makes sense to me. And then for a final change, I think we'll take off Ricky J. Jones, bring Marquinhos on for his debut, swap Farias over to that side. We'll play him as an inverted winger, actually, not an inside forward. And hopefully see this one out. I mean, all this positivity and excitement, if we go and let Barnsley back into this game now, I'm going to be very sad. I didn't realise Secco wore a hairband. That gives him an immediate 2 extra stars. Love a hairband on a footballer. Britain heads clear-ish. I mean, he's headed it to nobody in particular. Marquinhos not tracking back. And now Britain lays it off to Fiorini and Hamilton. And now Mundle, who lumps it forward. Might be a little unfair calling that a lump. Gives it to Farias. In fact, I'm going to swap those two over to get them both into their favoured positions. Mundle is a winger. Farias is an attacking midfielder. They can both play in the other role. But let's get them set up the way they probably should be set up. And look at the strength in depth. We've made 5 substitutions and that team still looks very, very strong. Please don't go and concede a goal here. Oh, fiddlesticks. All that talk. And we're just as weak defensively as we were last year. There's still work to do, isn't there? We've still got money. I've spent all my time and efforts bringing in fancy midfielders and attackers again. We need a centre-back and a goalkeeper. Oh, God. What have I done here? We've dominated that match and somehow not come away with 3 points. That is not good enough. Let's go and play the Carabao Cup game off camera. And then I promise we'll win a league match in the football. Well, we rotated the team massively for the game against Rotherham and picked up a narrow 2-1 win. We've also done another transfer. We've signed Reece Norrington-Davis on loan until the end of the season. He actually joins us permanently in the summer. It just seemed a cheaper way to do the deal, to get it done. I think we've only got to pay £1 million for him when it goes through. Either way, it was cheaper to do it this way. I asked my director of football to sign him, and that's what he came up with. So that's what he's done. But another left back. So we've got some competition for places at left back now as well. And this is the team that we are putting out there against Huddersfield. We're going with Trafford in goal. A back four of Norrington-Davis on his debut. Dorrington, Hyam and Britton trying a different back four. Hopefully a different outcome. Patino, Fiorini and McAtee in midfield. Jones on the left. Marquinhos coming in for his first start in a league game on the right, and Liam Delap up front. Why is he not as pressing forward? Because we had Ibrahim playing as an advanced forward in the last game. I probably need to set up the player instructions for them the same way I have for my wide players. Let's get this team submitted and hopefully grab a first league win of the season. I'm disappointed at the way we threw away a dominant position in that first match. Let's not do it today. Maybe we won't switch to the 4-2-3-1 today. Maybe we'll just stick doing this. We've got Deli Bashiro on the bench who can come on and just sit in that role that Patino is in currently. So we don't have to change the system around in order to make substitutions today like we did in the last match. We just need to make sure we've always got a defensive midfielder on the bench. That was a lovely little pass to feed McAtee in. It's now back with Britton, who shoots from range, and his shot is a very tame one and ends up just floating over the top of the crossbar. And it's back with Britton again for the throw. Finds McAtee, who gives the ball away. McAtee, a little bit disappointed with him so far this season. 2 games in, he's not really done anything. We're paying him an awful lot of money to come in and be the catalyst for our promotion. He was a key player when we signed him on loan last season, but we're not quite seeing £50,000 a week worth of play out of him just yet. I am hoping that he's not going to get all complacent now he's got his big money contract. I'm assuming it's not that. He had a big-ish money contract at Leeds and wasn't happy there and requested to leave. So fingers crossed, we're just waiting for him to, I want to say settle in, but he's playing the same role in the same system that he played many times before. And Trafford has made the save from the penalty spot to keep it at 0-0. It was straight at him, but you can only save the penalty that they take. That famous old saying, and Dorrington heads clear. Trafford was flapping a little bit behind him as well, so it's just as well that Dorrington managed to get the ball clear. But we are struggling to clear our lines properly here, and the highlight thankfully ends without any damage being done. And it's Britton again on the right-hand side, who most of our highlights have started with him so far in this match, and it's Britton again that rather than crossing tucks it back to Marquinhos, who got himself into a shooting position. But he did have the shot, it just wasn't a very good one. Huddersfield, we won't read too much into league position just at the moment, but they have started the season pretty well, winning on the first day. And obviously we didn't, because we bottled it, threw it all away. 0 shots on target from 8 shots. We spent a lot of money on Liam Delap. You would think Delap and McAtee, yes, we spent a lot of money on him, but they felt like transfers that couldn't go wrong because they'd been here before, they'd then been back on loan and worked. They shouldn't need any time to settle in. Right, Norrington Davies to Fiorini, and now Marquinhos to Delap, and Britton once again getting involved in the attack on the overlap. Britton shoots, and why? Why does he shoot? Why is he not playing one of our attackers in? Oh, it's frustrating again. Oh, I get cross with this football team sometimes. Right, Marquinhos trying to cause trouble for the opposition left back. Not really succeeding in it, although he's tracking back nicely here, and Britton now takes over from him, and Marquinhos just slots in nicely behind. Good work from Britton and Marquinhos there, just to cut out the attack on this side. Can our left-hand side defend just as well? They can. Norrington Davies wins it back, and now McAtee gives it to him, and Dorrington, he's going to look up, find Patino, to Fiorini, Marquinhos. We're passing nice little short passes, and that was a lovely ball for Delap. He didn't quite have the pace to keep going, but someone who does have pace is Ricky J. Jones, but his little trickle of a shot touches the base of the post and comes back out again. We're getting closer. We're very much banging on the door, but if we go through this first episode of the season without winning a match, that's not really what I expected after spending £40 million. I think spending it quite well. And there's Fiorini, and it takes a massive deflection, and we don't care how it ends up in the back of the net. The important thing is it ends up in the back of the net from Luis Fiorini, and it's 1-0. Finally, let's not throw it away from here, lads, eh? It's good work from all involved, and it is a wicked deflection from the Huddersfield defender, and we finally find ourselves going 1-0 up. Right, Ricky J. Jones has been poor today. We're going to bring Mundell on for him. Delap's been poor as well. Ibrahim can come. We've got to send a message to McAtee and Delap that they can't get away with just phoning it in. Yeah, we've brought them back home. We've spent a lot of money on him. We're paying them a lot of money. But there are a lot of good players here now. They're not going to get away with just poor performances like we've seen today. I don't know what Norrington Davies is doing there. But either way, it ends up back with Fiorini and now Patino. And it's Britton again, who has been dangerous from this right back position. And he slides it across goal again. And I think it's going down as an own goal. Is that the guy the deflection came off for the first one as well? He's not had a lot of luck today, has he? But Britton doing very well and deserves an assist because he has been so dangerous down this right-hand side. The defender's always busy looking after Marquinhos, and it's just creating so much space for Britton to run into. And run into it, he has. And he has directly caused a goal there, which hopefully gets recorded as an assist. I assume it does. 2-0 then, 15 minutes to go. Norrington Davies now, and he's just going to faff around on the ball and get away with it. And it's back with Norrington Davies again. And now Mundell coming deep. And it's with Patino, Fiorini. This is very different from when we were playing this system with Shelvey. With Shelvey, we'd get the ball to him and he'd then spray a long pass. With Patino, it very much seems to be we still get the ball to him as the playmaker, but he's much more keen to play the short pass to the two central midfielders ahead of him rather than the ball over the top to the strikers or the inside forwards. It's going to be interesting to see the difference that it makes long term, that he seems to be playing that role a little bit differently, and whether we need to convince him somehow with player instructions to every now and again just look for that ball over the top. He is the playmaker. We need him to be playing that ball over the top sometimes. That's why we've got fast inside forwards. And there's Ibrahim as a fast striker. And there's Ibrahim with his first goal of the season. And it's 3-0. And this is much more like it. This is more what I expected to see in the first match. We scored. We're still scoring. We're not letting the other team back into the game. Much better. And that's that ball over the top that I was looking for. From Patino, it's Farias who's ended up playing it. And we know McAtee has that in his locker as well. So maybe we just need to adjust, maybe get an extra playmaker in midfield. Right, Seko can be an inverted wing back on that side. And then for the final change, I think Deli Bashiru deserves the opportunity to come on after scoring in the previous match. So he can come on and sit in that deep line playmaker role. And we'll see if he does that any differently to what we've seen from Patino. Fiorini with the cross coming in towards Mundell, and his header goes just over, and it remains 3-0. And we, as the game has gone on, we've got better and better, and Huddersfield are struggling to get out of their own half now, although they've got the ball here for a highlight. Hopefully we're about to take it back off them and go and grab a fourth goal. That'd be super duper. Look at where Seko's ending up playing that inverted wing-back role. And he gets back and makes the tackle as well. Good work from him. There's Deli Bashiru. Again, favouring the short pass. Hyam's going to come out of defence. We're not playing with the ball-playing defender either without Mbete in the team. So there's not really anyone there to play the ball over the top either. And I do like that ball over the top. So we might have to break Miles Jacobson's golden rule from the tactics video we did together years ago and play two playmakers, if this is how it's going to be. Or maybe not play the playmaker at the base of the midfield, play it. I mean, Fiorini did it for most of last season. Farias or McAtee could do it. There's plenty of players who could play that and are more likely to hit that ball over the top, or at the very least, be further forward so they look to play that through ball that we're not really benefiting from somebody here playing the little through ball to a midfielder. But these are the little things I'll try and figure out before the next episode. The important thing is we have an unbeaten start to the season. We looked very good in that second game, and fingers crossed we push on from here and have a proper promotion push this season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.